Right. Apologies for the nightmares that you had last night. They were necessary for rebalancing your psyche for the new role that you're going to take on. But don't worry, that's over. From now on, I will make a note to only give you pleasant and enjoyable dreams. Actually, you can continue that for the rest of your life if you want. It's one of the perks that we offer. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about now is one of the first of the 5 pillars of the technocracy, of making the world better for everyone, with a little touch of cynicism. The progenitors. The progenitors are based on one single observation. God is a genius, incompetent artist. Just so that we are sure you understand that this is meant as a metaphor. This is not an actual God I'm talking about. This is to be understood metaphorically. Good. As I said, God is metaphorically a genius, incompetent artist. I mean, look around you. There's so much beauty in the natural world, so much intricate. Just a leopard, I don't know, leopard chasing down some gnus. On focus, don't get all blurry on me. Take your best picture of the natural world, beetles flying around, dancing, so much smell. Grains in the air, smell of autumn, smell of spring. Just, you've got a mental picture there. I try not to guide you too much. I just want to use your own. And then just think how stupidly designed this brilliant thing is. We have appendices, we have vestigial organs, we have knees that don't bend very well. The whole childbirth experience is such a mess. All of this, there's so much potential and it's so unused. Enter the progenitors. You may have met them in movies as Dr. Frankensteins and other mad scientists. And the movies only tell half the story. The movies are, here is a mad scientist. Come on, focus. I will increase your focus. Good. Here is mad scientist. Here's his crazy ambition. Here's the monster he created, and everything goes wrong. But it's basically hubris, and then there's a cost. But the real story is hubris, then there's a cost, and then the benefit is much, much higher. Let me tell you a story. I once held the hand of a child as they died. I've done it several times, in fact. This one died of, well, have a progenitor experiment gone wrong. They were doing some blood work on them and they reacted badly, really badly. It was really quite painful to see, but it was my duty to be there for them. And why am I telling you this? This was something wrong. There is a cost. When you meddle with this, you mix spiders and elephants and humans and brains of a dolphin and brains of a cat and brains of an elderly widow. Things will go wrong. You are yourself a mad artist, but things go very right after. This very child I was telling you about, the experiment that they did allowed them to cure a particular form of child leukemia, which at the moment, 10,361 children who would have died of that have been saved. Yes. It's basically, for the cost of one, you've saved more than 10,000 and counting, and it's ever going increasing. This is a wonderful thing that this progenitor experimenter did when he inadvertently killed that child. What? You don't believe me? Well, in that case, I've got some really good news for you, because I think The progenitors know a way to bring this child back. Resurrection is not beyond them. They can bring them back, but all that they need is to sacrifice a lot of other children. Let's say 10,000 and a few. In fact, that's easy. We just take the ones that we saved, we sacrifice them all, and we bring this one back, and everything's fine. What? You're not in agreement with this? Well, it's perfect. You didn't like the original solution, sacrificing one. I can see you didn't like the original solution of sacrificing one to save 10,000, but here we just undo it, so it's all repaired. No? You don't want to hold the hands of 10,000 kids as you kill each one of them to bring one back? Well, I don't blame you. You're confused. Yep, let's increase that confusion a little bit, and I'll restructure your morality around that. When you are a full member of our organization, you can use that analogy, that story that I've just given you, by the way. It happened to me, but you can use it, and you'll believe that it happened to yourself. I'm putting that belief in now. You'll believe it happened to yourself until you have an equivalent story that you can use. Like I had a belief implanted, then I got a true story. Yeah. Or did I? Or is this the implanted story? Huh. I should probably check that out. I'll make a note of that. Thank you. Anyway, that's what the progenitors are. They want to do better than nature. They want to transform us. They want to improve us. And those who object to what they're doing, well, they basically want lots of people to die. And don't give me this crap about nature or the natural thing. The natural lifespan in the West is 70 years. The natural lifespan in poorer countries is 60. The natural lifespan hundreds of years ago was 30. And people back then, I presume, I wasn't there, would have said, oh, we can't possibly make people live 60 years. Think of how unnatural that would be. But that's the new natural, because the ancestors of the progenitors probably grinding skulls down in dusty pre-laboratories before they had enlightened science. But the ancestors of the progenitors, the ancestors of the doctors of today, they raised this. The lifespan went up little by little, and now the unnatural huge thing has become the new natural thing, the thing from which we must not deviate. Yes. So that's the thing. If you want to condemn the progenitors, you can feel terribly proud now, but history will judge you. History will judge you terribly. Partially because we intend to write history, but partially on moral grounds, which I'm sure you understand. Now, let me play up some of the perks of progenitors. You basically just get to go wild in a lot more freedom than many of the other divisions of the technocracy, because you create everything is unique, and then it gets generalized, hopefully, but you actually, and if you create that shambling monster, you can go green shambling mech bolt if you feel like it. You can give them the brain of a doctorate. You can have this shambling monster shamble around and then outthink the strongest of opponents, and you can have the tail of a leopard and wings and be Batman and Spider-Man and Flyman all in one. That's what you can do. You can be a true artist while knowing you are doing so much good for the world. You got that? Let me increase your receptivity to belief. You can believe it. You can be a true artist while believing you are doing so much good for the world. Good. Well, your disgust levels are a bit high. I could adjust them down, but instead, tomorrow I will present to you if all this gooey stuff is a bit too gooey for you. I know some of the traditions are a bit Febrinish, was that their name? Witches into blood, sperm, shit, that kind of stuff. Believe me, they ain't nothing like the progenitors who just swim in it and then drink it and then make it better. But that's not your stuff, and tomorrow's talk will have nothing of that type. It'll be rather clinical as I introduce iteration X. Now, I will just send you to sleep. Would you prefer a sex dream or just a fun dream with lots of frolicking and eating? Yeah, okay.